at the same time, it's extremely challenging going into somebody else's house and caring for them when it's their house, and you have to set certain structures in place.
How long would you
explain
stay?
this?
How long would you stay in the house?
Some days 3 days at a time without leaving. One job I had in Sudbury was taking care of a retired, he was part-time at this one. He was a stockbroker with moderate ALS. So he couldn't talk, but he could still work on the keyboard. And I got him walking again in about 6 weeks. Just doing regular massage and PT.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The downside is it was 128 hours a week. That's counting being on call at nighttime, and so you have 3 days off every 2 weeks.
But if you're over there in the Cape, do they put you up and everything?
Oh yeah.
You're
Yes.
staying in the house normally,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, it was lucrative. It was $60,000 a year, benefits, vacation.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's great work. It's very meaningful because a real quality caregiver can really have a big impact. So I got the EMT training, and there's a lot of one-on-one.
When you go to a hospice and you work with someone, is there kind of a basic idea on how long you're going to be there? I mean, you're never there for more than how long?
It's varied. I've helped folks. I had a gentleman here who is a renowned international lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. And when I met up with him, it's the last summer of his life. I basically helped him through his vacation. He could only blink his eye, right? He's on a respirator. We'd get him to the beach every day. It's the last summer with his family. So it's really beautiful to facilitate.
When you're with these people and they're dying, do they wish that you would just like pull the plug? Do they ever say to you, "This is ridiculous"?
That's not my place.
Do you ever feel guilty about?
It's not my place.
If you want to end your life, just give me the drugs and let me die. I don't want to die slowly. I don't want to die in pain.
I'm very much in favor of physician-assisted
suicide.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
there's a place.
That's
for it.
what I meant. And so it's not your place, and you got to take that, don't you? You have to. You can't.
I do what I'm told.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, when you see it up close and you see the suffering and you don't, there's no out. It's not going to get better. So if it's a matter of helping that person pass with dignity the way they want to pass, what is an extra 2 weeks, or a month of suffering? What's the point,
Right.
So,
So in your life, Daniel,
yeah.
when your life comes to an end, do you think you've learned something by doing what you've done? Do you think you're ready? Would you be ready? More so than someone that hadn't been in your position?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The folks who seem to have the easiest passages, very religious.
Okay.
Very much
very
content
religious.
and at peace. They've made their peace.
So you say religion, huh?
I think religion is very important.
Are you religious?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And what?
Yeah.
And can I ask what way? I mean, you're Zen, but are you a Christian?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most days, hopefully.
So it's important. So you recommend
It's important.
it. You recommend it.
Absolutely. I think a lot of our difficulties are spiritual. I think a problem in our modern society is that we've intellectualized things too much. Yeah, medicine's great.
I tell you, I am not religious, but I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I see a correlation between the craziness that we're in right now and a lack of spirituality.
Absolutely. Yeah, caring for people.
You got it.
Yeah.
Understanding that there's more to life than just making money and working and a bedrock.
Yes, exactly. Belief system.
Belief system.
Yeah.
Even if it is Christian or Buddhist or Muslim or whatever it is. Anyway, we could go on and on about that, but I've known you for a long time too.
Long time, absolutely.
And you've always been such a nice guy that's always doing these giving kind of things. You're always giving your time to, and that's what you've chosen to do, which I really admire in someone.
You know, I have to thank my parents because my upbringing had a lot to do with it. You know, I look back and they put a lot of time into, you know, getting me to scouting. You know,
scouting.
You know, they needed a cub leader, so my mom was the scout mother, and scouting was a big influence, and that's very service oriented. So, yeah, I appreciate hearing that. But that's where it started for me. Was that orientation towards being helpful? You know, and how can I help? You know, that's a great question. How can I help?
Right.
What can I do for you? You know, and you know, all these issues with depression and suicide, you know, I think a lot of that comes from, you know, a disconnect with feeling of use and having a context where you feel you're needed. You know, you need to feel needed. And, you know, when I sing somebody their favorite song, and I make, you know, I make them smile, and they've got a lot to deal with, but for 20 minutes we're singing old songs and they're, you know, reconnecting with memories. It's a beautiful thing, and there's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
So do you think you found your final job, or what do you think?
This is
tell me about what's happening, what you do there. It's at our island home?
Yeah. Okay. Basically, in the mornings I do some kind of exercise, usually ball toss, ring toss. I try to make it fun. You put on some music, and it's not just the exercise, it's also social. You know, folks coming together and interacting and getting some movement. So, you know, with the ball toss, it's not just tossing the ball, it's kicking the ball. So we're working on stability. You know, with a lot of these folks, you can't, I've tried, you know, okay, do the stability. They won't do the exercises without the ball. So, okay, kick the ball. Okay, we're moving our legs. That's good, you know?
Right.
So, I usually do exercise in the morning, and then in the afternoon, we play bingo, put on a classic movie, and I sing every chance I get. Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about caring for people. That seems to be what you're really about.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When I go to the Philippines, which I go to often, or anywhere in Asia, they don't have a nursing home system set up like we do.
Right, families take care of their own.
Exactly. And what are your views on that?
I think that ties in with our modern medicalization of normal life issues. Okay, so we do it, you know, when teenagers are going through a hard time, we give them a label. You know, they're teenagers. You know, it's not a medical problem, it's a life problem. You know, that's just my view. And I don't mean, I know folks are helped by medical labels. I just think the extent of it is not helpful, in that we need to be rooted in basic support for folks in transition, whether they're teenagers, whether they're elderly, whether they're, you know, men in their 50s who are feeling suicidal. You know, that seems to be
that's
big problem out here,
it is.
right? So how do we address those things as a society? How do we envelop those folks and support them, you know, in more of a social way? Give them a context. You know, that's my...
Would that be more family? I mean, we're going back to the idea of
family,
of support.
Church groups, singing songs. That's communal. Every chance I get at work, you know, if it's just rolling somebody up to see a movie, I take that opportunity to introduce them to the person next to them. You guys know each other. You know, with memory issues, they might forget.
Fantastic.
You know, that's what it's all about, the connection. You know?
That's great. Now, what about you, Daniel? Are you married?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
You like staying single?
No, not so much.
No.
Yeah, you know, so I have a lot on my plate right now. I have a lot.
But don't you think it's tough out here, relationships, to have a relationship? Where do you live anyway?
I'm right there. Yeah, if you want to pull over, that's probably
I think
best.
we'll just pull over here and let these guys do their thing. And all right, let's finish it here. But would you like to? I mean, don't you think it's tough out here for relationships?
I think it is. It's a small town, so you have a limited pool of people. You know, I have a lot of strong friendships, and yes, it would be lovely to find the love of my life. So yeah, do what you can for me, Gino. All right.
Hey, this could only help, man. Anyway, thanks so much for all you do.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And what are you off to today? What do you got?
Okay, so if I could put in a plug, a way for folks to get connected if they want to volunteer.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Awesome.
Yes.
An idea I've come up with, and I've talked with my boss Taylor.
Okay.
And she likes this idea, is nonprofits sponsoring tea time out on our patio, like a Sunday tea at 3. Say church group or scouts, and you know, talk to us about, you know, especially during the warm time, just to be able to get folks out and to connect with our community a little better. That would be a lovely thing if folks are interested. So
you need volunteers.
Volunteers are golden.
Yeah.
When I'm doing activities, I got 40 folks to a lot of it's hall monitor, you know, safe harm reduction. So I get a volunteer to do bingo for 2 hours. I can do one-on-one. I can, you know, and so, you know, it really, yeah, we love our volunteers. So that's just one idea.
Okay. Another one?
Another one would be, you know, if you're a preschool, you know, bring a few kids around, do ball toss, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm there every weekend, and Taylor's there during the week. But ball toss is something I do every day at 10:30 on the weekend, you know. And there's a process to volunteering. You know, there's forms to fill out. It's you know, it takes like 10 minutes. But there's a lot of ways to connect. If whatever your passion is, if you're an artist and you feel like doing a little art group, if you play the guitar, come by, sing some songs, you know, have fun with it.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks again. All the best to you, Daniel. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.